Hi again, everyone. This video is sponsored by contribution from Ursula, and here's her story. Hi, Ollie. This is a follow-up to my previous stories when narcissistic mothers give birth to a daughter, wife, best friend, and the guilt the narcissist gives you isn't true. Recently, I was sick all the time, either some flu or some more serious issues with my backbone. Because of that, I was on sick leave most of the time, and it gave me much time to think and read good books on the subject of narcissism, and I realized many things. Just to sum up for those who hear my story for the first time, I've been through 3 relationships, sexual abuse from my teacher, narc abuse through all my life from my father, religious abuse, and I basically realized that I was running from one narc to another. I cannot explain to you the level of madness and anger it created in me. I compared all my abusers and found the same symptoms, but in different forms and in different circumstances. That's why I couldn't realize that it's all one and the same shit. I was amazed by the numbers of ways narcs can use against you. In my case, they used my childhood, my need of being accepted as a child, my personal beliefs, texts from religious books, anything I have ever said, my sex, my body, every single fucking thing. I lost my identity twice, Ollie. For the second time in my life by narcs. I lost my will to live. I wish I was never born. I lost my passion in life twice. I lost my purpose in life twice. I lost friends, family, money, beliefs, sexual desires, home, and I understood that it all came from one man, my father. That one fucking man in my life. That was the origin of all shit. And I exploded, Ollie. You know this kind of scene in movies that a mother is carrying her dead child and screams so terribly while crying as loud as she can. That's the sound I share every few days. I feel like a shell of a person. I have nothing inside me except huge rage, hatred, and need for revenge. I daydream of seeing my abusers being somehow hurt. Not necessarily physically, and I enjoy it. My anger attacks are mixed with panic attacks. I realized that I had no happy days in my life. Even if there were just narc illusions or even such intimate thing like sex or personal beliefs transformed into panic attacks. I do not recognize myself since a few weeks. I was always a quiet girl, looking for peace and acceptance, trying to give out as much love as I can. But now I have nothing inside me but anger and ocean of emptiness of my CPTSD. And honestly, I can find no one near who would understand me in any way, shape, or form. I feel so fucking desperate for any kind of understanding. A few days ago, my father called my mother. They are divorced. My father realized that he's 61 and alone, so is trying to gain some contact with me, but I push him away all the time. He's successful with my sister, though. Because of my backbone issues, I couldn't walk. I was crying out of pain and didn't want to see him calling me. So he finally called my mother. He said that I don't answer his calls, that I recently got too fat. Hell knows how he got that info, probably from my sister. And he wants to know how I will give birth. A disclaimer here, I'm not pregnant. I don't want to be pregnant, and this whole conversation was just him trying to gain control over me and my body in any way, but showing it as care for my health. In that moment, for the first time in months, my mother stood up for me. As you know from my previous stories, I have a big issue with my mother recently. She told him he's a shit, not a father, that all my problems are because of him. My health, my relationships, my life is ruined because of him. I didn't even tell my mother about my recent rage issues, but this conversation she had was at a perfect time for me. I don't know yet how to take revenge on him, how to expose him. He doesn't contact me since that conversation he had with my mother. But Christmas time is coming, and it might be one of good moments for expressing myself. Do you have any ideas, Ollie, or just strict no contact will be enough? Do you have those moments of unbearable anger and grief? How do you deal with that? As always, I'm sorry for such a small contribution, but that's really all I have. I send all my love that I have left to you and your wonderful wife, Ursula. Well, Ursula, I mean, what you're describing here is um, basically, I think, what everybody deals with. I mean, is what I was dealing with for the entire month of November. I mean, it's because of the manipulation. It's because of the years of abuse under the guise of them being some sort of victim. You know, where you get this need to expose and to strike back. This rage that is lit by the understanding of what actually happened to you. See, that's another one of the curses of recovery from this. In order to recover and understand yourself and this abuse, you have to relive the abuse. And once you relive the abuse with the clear guise of no contact, and you can see it for what it is, and you can see the reality of it and the manipulation of it and the planning of it for what it is, that's where that rage comes. That anger, that daydreaming of revenge, that's normal. That's completely normal, and I understand that. I mean, I see it through music and just. Now, people say that's not healthy. As long as you don't break contact, and to answer what the overriding question I think of your letter is like, is there a way to make contact? No. You're winning. Again, you're winning by him going to your mother and having to explain. You're winning. You're winning. You're healing. Now, this rage you're feeling, it comes and goes, and it's going to come and go. That's what I have found in myself. It comes and goes, and this is how I say it for myself. When the rage comes, let it come. Deal with it. Scream, yell, pace around, smoke as many cigarettes as you need, whatever. Because I think in that externalizing that rage or in that daydreaming or what, you're burning through it. You're burning through that hate. Okay, and once you burn through it, you can kind of start moving forward again. And that's not to say it's not going to come back. Because there's always going to be added fuel until you can get to a perfect understanding. And I think once, maybe if there's any way to get to a perfect understanding of all your abuse, maybe then you could get to the point where you're used up. Like, I got it. I got it. It's also a reminder to you of why you don't go back. It's the reality. You're seeing it through clear lenses, which is what is enraging you, because now you understand it. Don't mistake your understanding of your abuse for a need to go back now and avenge it. As tempting and as righteous as it may be, because it's just that's just hindering, I think, your advancement at that point. Just because you're raging doesn't necessarily mean it's not getting better. You would rather see it for what it is. Don't re-engage. That's what they always want. They want you to re-engage. They want you to lose it. They want you to tell them, so like, you can be crazy again. So you can be the problem again. So he can, like, with this nonsense. It's just, he's still, by, you know, the having the baby thing, like you said, he's still violating your boundaries. So what are you going to engage? These are the behaviors why you went no contact with him to begin with. He's just telling you he hasn't changed any. You're angry because now you can see his abuse clearly, and you're mad at yourself. You're mad that you went through it. You just got to use up that rage. I mean, I think as shitty as it is, it's just something that we deal with, that we have to go through. That if you haven't been abused this way, you're just not going to get. You're not going to understand the internalized rage, the daydreaming, the thoughts of just revenge, or just busting in and punching somebody's teeth out and ripping them out of that friggin' head of the chair at that goddamn Christmas dinner. That's normal. Who wouldn't? We don't act on it, though. And that's the other part that makes it so enraging, because you would love to do it, but you don't, because you know better. Because we, unlike the narcissist, understand consequence. They don't. The narcissist never understands consequence. Your father here this is his reaction to consequence. Do you understand? Is more narcissism, and it's got you all second guessing or enraged, but this is a part of your recovery. This is a part of understanding what happened to you. So, honestly, the best thing for you to do is to stay no contact. So, I hope that helps. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you for your story. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, narcissist you'd like to expose, you know what to do with the PayPal and the email link in the description box. I'll have a video right back to you. Solly Matthews, thanks for watching. See you all again soon.